Hello. So here we are live again. Hey guys, can you see me? Please, if you're there and you can see me, let me know. I'm sorry for the delay. I had a problem with my connection before the lesson started. All right. So I think now everything is working. Okay. Yes, everything is stable. Great. So please, if you can see me, let me know in the chat box. And let's get this conversation going. Yes, I can see myself. Everything is perfect. So it's great to be back. If you're there, please let me know. Tell me where you're from, or if you have any questions already, please go on and ask them. Okay, I'd love to interact with some of you tonight. And if you have questions about learning Portuguese or English or using italki as a platform to learn a language online, please go on and ask me. Okay, I'm sorry again for the delay. I had a problem, but right now everything is fine. So let's start the live lesson. Okay, so first let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Natan. I'm from Brazil. I'm 25 years old, and I am one of Italki's teachers. I teach Portuguese and English on the platform. And today I will give you a live lesson about how to get the most out of your online language lesson on the platform. Okay. So just stick around. You're going to learn a lot from me. And also I will be available to clear up your questions about anything related to learning a language online at the end of the lesson. Okay. So just stick around. Also, I will be sharing that special coupon for you to get $10 extra together with your first purchase on the platform. Okay, so HR, it's great to see you back. Thanks a lot for being here. If you guys are there, just follow Char's example and say hello. Okay, tell me where you're from. Let's get this conversation started. Okay, so first, I'd like to do a very brief introduction about the website and about Italki, and then I will help you navigate the site. I will help you find the perfect teacher for you later. Okay, so I guess that most of you are already familiar with the platform. If you learn a language, you definitely have heard of Italki at some point because nowadays it's such a like a popular platform to learn a language. So I think you know it, but just in case maybe you are a new user on the platform, so let me first introduce it very quickly. So italki is a global language learning community that connects students like you from all over the world and teachers like myself for one-on-one online language lessons, okay? And I don't know if you know this, but right now italki has got more than 10,000 teachers for every language that you can think of. And for example, maybe you are learning English, you have more than 3,000 teachers to choose from. And for Portuguese, for example, which is the other language that I teach, you have almost 200 teachers to choose from. So regardless of the language that you are learning, regardless of your target language, you have a lot of options to choose from. So welcome to italki and just stick around. Actually, I will show you how you can find the best teacher out of those 10,000 for you. Okay, it's not difficult. You just need to know how to do it. So just stick around. And also, there's another interesting fact about italki as a platform that maybe you don't know, which is that according to some research conducted by the Queen's College and the University of South Carolina in the US, italki came out as the #1 online platform to learn a language. And the reason is because on italki, you take only 19 hours to move from one level to another in a language compared to, for example, a college semester. So, for example, if you are a beginner, if you are at the A1 level, you will take 19 hours to move to A2 on italki on average compared to, for example, 45 hours that it takes in college. So you can think of the time you can save, you can think of the money you can save, and also you can think of the convenience of learning on italki from anywhere you want. Okay, literally, you can learn from your house, your workplace, going to work. Maybe you are working out or in a park in your car. Okay, it's very convenient. You just need to have your cell phone or your computer, your tablet, and of course, a connection with the internet. So my first question for you tonight is why don't you try to take an online lesson with an italki teacher? Because it's so convenient, it's so easy. And actually, to encourage you to go on and book your first lesson, I will share right now for the first time the coupon that I talked about for you to get $10 extra together with your first purchase on the platform. Okay, so just a second. Great, we have some more comments. Hi there, I'm good, thank you very much. And how are you? I'm great, thanks. I'm trying to learn German language, but I don't know how it works on this site. I have been referred by Open University. Great, so welcome, Seiko. Maybe I'm sorry if I've mispronounced your name. You can tell me how I can pronounce your name properly. Okay, just write me in the comments. So welcome to italki. I will guide you through how to use the site. It's not difficult. So just stick around, okay? And then you're gonna see why you should like stick around and learn on italki, okay? And how you can find your perfect German teacher on the platform, okay? All right, so let me share the coupon before I forget. Okay, so you guys can see it, right? In the chat box. It's get 10, okay? And for people watching this on their cell phones, you can see here, go to italki.com/recharge, okay, and type in get 10, GET 10, it's very easy, okay? And actually, if you have any questions about like redeeming this coupon, I will show you how you can do it later, okay? It's not difficult, so just stick around and then I will show you, it's very easy. All right, so let's move forward. Today, I'm going to talk about the following topics. Okay, so first, how to create a goal for language learning, and then how to find the right teacher on italki to lead you to that goal. And then the main topic of this conversation, which is how to get the most out of your online language lesson, and then how to create a language learning plan and stick to it so you don't give up. And then to finish, how to move from one level to another in the fastest way possible. Okay, and those topics, they can change depending on the interaction we have. So if you guys interact with me, I will actually talk to you, answer your questions. So please just write your questions, write your comments, and then the lesson can be quite different. Okay, it'll be very nice. So first, the first topic, how can you create your goal for language learning? First, maybe you are a new user on the platform. Maybe you haven't had any online classes before. So remember, you need to relax and enjoy your lesson because maybe you come from a traditional school background and you are used to having like traditional classes with a lot of other people. You are used to sharing your teacher with other students. So just remember to relax. That's the most important thing. And then you're going to be able to take advantage of everything your teacher is offering you. Okay, and then you're going to feel confident, and you will get the most out of your lesson. So just relax. And also, before your lesson starts, you can think of some specific goals or some specific difficulties that you might have, and then you'd like to share them with your teacher. So for example, maybe you are learning English and you have problems with prepositions, right? So you don't know how to use the prepositions in, on, and at, because depending on your native language, those prepositions are translated to the same word. I know that's the case of Portuguese, for example. All of them become em. So how can you use them in English? What's the difference? And also maybe you are learning German, like, let me see your name again, Siku. So maybe you are learning German and you have problems with the cases in German. Okay, I don't speak German. I'm trying to learn German as well. So I'm a beginner. Okay, I don't speak anything actually. I'm just starting off. But maybe you have problems with German grammar, like the cases, for example. I know they are quite difficult. So or maybe, for example, you have problems with pronunciation in English. Maybe you have problems with the th sound, like think or thank you or though, right? Or in Portuguese, which is my native language, maybe you have problems with the so-called nasal vowels, like in words such as bem and pão. Okay, or maybe in German, you have problems with the German R. I think it's like h, right? It's very harsh. So it's different from the English R, from maybe the R of your language. So and also German has got quite like a lot of sounds, right? I know it's a lot of sounds to learn in German. So maybe that's your problem. So think of your specific problems. Don't think of anybody else's problems, and then share them with your teacher before the lesson, so your teacher can help you overcome those specific problems. Okay. And also, there's something that I personally like to call survival phrases, which are like short phrases or short sentences that you can learn to sound more fluent and actually to keep the conversation going in case something happens. So, for example, teacher, I didn't understand the last word you used, or teacher, can you please speak slower? Can you please speak faster? Or can you please repeat the last word you said, or like the last part of what you said? So if you learn those sentences, they will help you sound more fluent. They will make you feel more confident, and they will help you keep the conversation going in case something happens. Okay. And then try to be really specific. So, for example, maybe you think your goal for the moment is to learn vocabulary or learn grammar. And of course, those are great goals. Those are great ideas for a goal, but they are not specific. They are very vague. So you should try to be more specific than that. So, for example, talk to your teacher about any specific words or phrases or sentence structures that you find difficult for you. Okay, so be more specific. And also, a lot of people, they think, oh, my goal for the moment is to improve my speaking. Right? That's perfect. That's everybody's goal, but how can you break it down even further? So, for example, tell your teacher, I'd like to specifically improve my pronunciation or my intonation or my rhythm, or maybe I speak very well, but I don't feel quite confident when I have to talk to somebody new, for example, or when I have to talk in a meeting, in a work meeting. So break down speaking, because speaking is made up of different things, like different aspects such as sounds, isolated sounds, and then combined sounds, and then intonation and rhythm. So think of your specific problems, and of course, if you don't know them, you just need to talk to your teacher, and then your teacher will be able to see what your problems are. Okay. All right. So Seiko is asking, yes, you are right. So do I download this website on my phone, or how does it work? Yes, there's an app. There's an Italki app that you can download for your phone. If you use like Android, for example, you just need to go to the Android marketplace, I think, and then you can search for Italki. Okay, let me show you. Actually, my phone's here. It's this app. Actually, sorry, no, my my battery has died, so I can't show you. But just go to your phone's market store, and then you can download the app. Okay, from italki, there is an official app, and then it's very nice. But just a tip for you, to have your classes, you need something like, for example, Skype or Google Hangouts or Zoom. For example, I use Zoom with some students. And for that, I think it's better if you use your computer. Okay, so you can use your cell phone to, for example, look for a teacher and schedule your classes and then message your teacher. But to have your actual classes, I'd recommend using your computer. Okay, it's better because you can see like your teacher better. You can, if you need to type something or maybe search for something, or like if you have homework assigned to you, it's better to use your computer. But of course, this is the good thing about Italki. You can use your cell phone. Okay, so maybe you're gonna have like a class focused on speaking, so you just need your cell phone to talk. So that's great. You can use it. I've had a lot of classes with students using their cell phones. It's not a problem at all. Okay, but for example, if you have a more organized class, like a class focused on grammar, you have homework to be corrected, so it's better if you keep using your computer. Okay, great. So, okay, Moises is here. Hello, I just arrived. Welcome. It's great to have you here. Siko is asking, I have downloaded the app called Busu and I am practicing on it. Do I need a teacher as well? I don't know Busu, that app. I haven't heard of it, but I know, for example, Duolingo or Memorize. And yes, those apps can be very good. They can be like a starting point, but I think it depends on your level. So what's your current level in German? Are you a beginner? Maybe. Because if you are, for example, an advanced speaker, maybe you can learn on your own because you speak the language. You just need to keep studying it and like to keep in touch with it so you can improve more. But if you are a beginner, I definitely suggest you look for a teacher on italki, because it's the best way for you to actually know your level and then how to progress to the next level. Okay, we're going to talk about this in a minute. So yes, I think depending on your level, it's better if you try to have a teacher on italki. Okay, great. So let's move on. Also, guys, remember, don't be afraid to speak. So once you find your teacher, don't be afraid to speak to them. So your goal right now is to think in your target language. And to do that, to get your mind used to thinking in your target language, you really need to speak since the first day. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about here. There are no other student here listening to you or judging you. So just think, oh, sorry, just talk to your teacher, and then you're going to be able to get your mind used to thinking in your target language since the beginning. Okay, and also remember that every minute counts. So even if you have a relaxed lesson, maybe a lesson focused on speaking, for example, and that's why I talked about using a computer, you need to have a goal. So for example, your goal could be, for example, for today, I want to be able to talk in my target language during the whole lesson. I don't want to rely on my native language at all. I don't want to go back to using my native language for anything. So that can be your goal. Okay, for your lesson today. And of course, your bigger goal, your long term goal, is to become fluent in your target language. But to achieve that, you need to complete many small goals first. So, for example, a small goal can be to talk in your target language during the whole lesson. Okay, and then if you achieve this kind of smaller goal, little by little, they will lead you to your bigger goal, okay, which is fluency, right? And also, if you don't know what your goals are, you can always plan something with your teacher. Okay, so don't worry. You can be honest with your teacher and tell them, I don't know what my goals should be. So then your teacher will like assess your level and help you create a plan. Okay. And actually, I'm talking about your teacher, but maybe you are thinking, Natan, I don't have a teacher. So how can I find the perfect teacher for me on italki? Because you said there are more than 10,000 teachers on the platform. And for example, I'm learning English and there are more than 3,000. So how can I narrow them down? Okay, so I will actually share my computer screen right now, and then I will talk you guys through how to find the perfect teacher for you based on your needs. Okay, so just a second. Let me share my computer screen. Okay, so I think you guys can see it. So first, this is my profile, my user profile on the platform. So the first thing to do is to go to find a teacher here, okay? And then you will see the search page. Okay, so this page here. So first, select the language you are learning. Okay, so usually English is already selected as the main choice. You can see here, learning English. I didn't like select any language and English is already picked up for me. So you just need to click here to change the language you are learning. Okay, so German here, Portuguese, Spanish, you have so many options. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what language you are learning, you're going to find a teacher for you on italki. So let's just keep using English as an example. Okay, and then a second, you can select your availability here. So for example, maybe you can only have classes on Sunday, or maybe you can only have classes between 6 and 9 a.m., for example. Okay, so here you can select the best times or days for you to have a class. And also, maybe you have an urgent need right now. Maybe, for example, you have a job interview in 3 hours, or you have an exam coming up in 2 hours, and then you'd like to practice your speaking very quickly. You'd like to warm it up, or maybe you'd like to clear up some question right now. So you can click here now, okay, and then you can click on this button here to activate something called instant tutoring, which is an option to show you the teachers available right now to give you a class. Okay, so you will see only the teachers who can give you a class right now. Okay, it's very nice. So let's pretend you are looking for your English teacher. Okay, so you have right now, remember, more than 2,500 active teachers right now. So it's impossible to take a look at the profiles of everyone, right? So there is something that a lot of people don't know about, or when they do know about it, they don't use it, which is the filters over here on top of the page. So you have 6 filters that you can use to narrow down the results of your search. So, for example, the first one you can use is teacher type. So you have the option of selecting between a professional teacher and a community tutor. So a professional teacher can offer you some specific course on something like test preparation or job interview, or for example, learn English with movies or learn slang, for example. I've seen some courses like that before, and professional teachers, they are certified teachers who have really mastered, let's say, the ways to teach the languages that they teach. So they can be the best option for you right now, depending on your needs. Or maybe your needs right now are only to practice your speaking skills. You'd like just to have a teacher to help you speak. So you can choose a community tutor like myself. We are here to specifically help you with your speaking skills. So we will like provide you with opportunities to speak. We will correct your mistakes along the way. And then, of course, we end up helping with anything you need. But the main goal of community tutor is to help you speak. Okay, so think of your needs for the moment and then select the best choice for you. The second filter you can use is from. So here you can choose the country from where your teacher needs to be. So let's say you want an American teacher because you'd like to perfect your American accents. Okay, so you can choose here United States or type here United States. Okay, the third one you can use is hourly rate. So here you can select like how much you'd like to pay for your lessons. So the minimum is $4 for a lesson, but you can select like the maximum. Okay, so let's say $20. Here you can see the price in your currency as well. Okay. Also, there's teacher speak. So here you can select a language that your teacher needs to speak to help you. So let's say you are a beginner and maybe you don't understand the language so well. So you know you will have questions come up and then you'd like them to be cleared up in your native language, for example. Okay, so you can understand the answers better. So you can choose here your native language and then you're going to see only teachers who speak your native language. So for example, in my case, if I were looking for an English teacher, I'd select Portuguese here, okay, which is my native language. So let's move on. The fifth filter you can use is the choice between an advanced speaker or a native speaker. So of course, your goal should be to talk to native speakers in no time, but maybe, for example, you don't feel so confident to talk to native speakers right now, or maybe you'd like an advanced speaker from your country who speaks your native language as a native as well, because then you can ask them how they manage to learn your target language so well. Okay, so there are some reasons for like some people to choose an advanced speaker over a native speaker, but then just think of your needs and select the best choice for you. So let's choose a native speaker for the time being. And then the final filter you can use is skills. So here you can choose specific needs or specific skills that you need help with. So let's say you want a teacher for beginners, or for example, a teacher specialized in teaching children or teenagers, or maybe for test preparation. Okay, and also you have this little field here, and then you can type anything into it that you'd like to have in common with your teacher. So let's say, for example, music. Okay, so in my case, I'm very passionate about music, and then I'd like to find a teacher who is as passionate about music as I am, so we can discuss music. Okay, so look here, we have 5 teachers. That's awesome because it's like originally we had more than 2,500 teachers, and right now we ended up with just 5 teachers who are probably the best choices for me based on the needs that I selected through the filters here. Okay. So it's really great. Okay, use the filters and then narrow down the results of your search. So let's take a look at the profile of Corey. Okay, this guy here, you can see his availability here, his like video introduction here, and you can read his written introduction here. Okay, and then click on his profile to see more information. Okay. Great. So here, his video again. If you scroll down, you can see more information. So for example, you can read his long written introduction here. You can see like how is his teaching style. You can see the materials that he offers. So he offers PDF files, text documents, presentation slides. You have a lot of things from him. And also if you scroll down even more, you can see, for example, the reviews from other students like you. So you can see what other students actually think of his classes. Okay, so it's very good. And if you have any questions, you can go to contact teacher right here and write your questions to them, okay, to Corey in this case. And then he's going to be able to get back to you as soon as possible. And when you're sure about your choice, just go to schedule lesson right here. Okay, very easy. And also, that reminds me of another thing, which is the trial lessons. Okay, so on italki, you have 3 trial lessons available to you, which are like 30-minute lessons that you can use to get to know up to 3 teachers before you actually make your final choice. So the good thing about trial lessons is that they are very cheap when you compare to full-hour lessons. And usually they are half the price of a full-hour lesson, but sometimes they can be as low as $1. Okay, so for $6, you can have a trial lesson with Corey, and then you can get to know him before you actually decide to take full-hour lessons with him. Okay, so use your trial lessons, and then you can get to know up to 3 teachers on italki. Okay, it's a great opportunity for you to have an idea about having classes on italki. And actually, to encourage you even more, let me show you how you can redeem the coupon that I shared some minutes ago. So go to italki.com/recharge. And first, select how many credits you'd like to buy. So let's say $70 in credits. Okay, you can see here the price in your currency as well. And then click on add a coupon right here. Type in get10, okay, GET10, redeem. And that's it. Very easy. Right now you have $70 you're gonna pay for and $10 extra. Okay, free for you as a gift from me to you, just to encourage you to go right now and book your first lesson. Maybe not right now exactly, because I'd like you to stay here with me till the end of the stream, but as soon as the stream finishes, go on and book your first lesson. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Okay, so let's go back to my video. Just a second. Am I back? Yes, I'm back. So let's see if we have more questions. So Moises is asking, Souza is a Brazilian surname. Where are you originally from? Yes, I'm Brazilian. You got it. You've Yes, I can't hide it. I'm Brazilian. I think Souza is also like a Spanish surname, maybe. I'm not sure. So yes, but it's like a very common Brazilian surname. So yes, I'm from Brazil. And like I said before, I teach Portuguese, which is my native language, and also I teach English, okay, which is not my native language, but I have learned it all by myself. So I love teaching it. Actually, I teach English for a lot of Brazilians, as well as a lot of Asian people, as for example, and people from different countries as well. So it's a great experience for me. All right, so let's move on. Right now, I'd like to talk about how to get the most out of your online language lessons. So now you have your teacher, you know how italki works, so how can you enjoy your lesson? first make sure you have everything you need to succeed in your online lesson. So for example, maybe you need a water or coffee or something just for you to feel relaxed, right? And also maybe you need a pen to take notes, or maybe you need like a notebook to take notes on, or maybe you need to, of course, you need your computer, your cell phone, or something. And also make sure you are in a quiet place, in a comfortable place, without any kind of major distraction, so you can really concentrate and hear your teacher well, and your teacher can really hear you well. Okay. All right, so to learn a language, I think you know this, but just in case, you need to master four different skills, which are, repeat after me, listening, speaking, writing, and reading, right? So to become really fluent in your target language, all of those skills, they need to be strong. So that means you have to spend some time working on each one of them at a time. And that's very important because a lot of people, they tend to be better at one or two skills, and then you should do the opposite. You should focus on the ones you are not so good at the moment. All right, so for example, if your reading skills are really good, you can really read well in your target language, but you don't speak so often because you don't have anybody to talk to, you don't have a lot of opportunities. So on Night Talk, you are guaranteed to improve your speaking skills, because here you will have like classes which are one-on-one and personal and tailored just for you. Okay, so don't worry, you're gonna like balance your skills up. Okay. Also, maybe you are not sure about your needs, about the things you should improve. So you can ask your teacher directly what they think about that. So your teacher will be able to tell you what they think, and then provide you with a plan to overcome those problems. And also, they will be able to correct your mistakes along the way, including the mistakes that maybe you haven't noticed so far. And also remember, there's no use in talking about things that don't interest you. So really think of the things, of the topics that really interest you, and then talk about them, because that way we can really help you use your target language more naturally. And also, we can even send you some learning materials based on those things that you really enjoy. Okay. And if you're not sure about your goals, about your plans, you can always plan something with your teacher. So ask your teacher questions and be prepared to be asked questions as well. Because we as teachers, we want to find out everything about you and everything about your interests. Okay. Like I said before, don't worry, just speak since the first day. There's nothing to worry about here. It really doesn't matter how many mistakes you make, because there are no other people here to judge you, to listen to you. So here on iTalk, you are in a perfect place to learn if you are one of those people who feel really nervous when they have to talk in front of other people, when they have to talk to like a new person, or when they have to talk in front of other students in a traditional classroom. So here you are in a safe environment with a teacher just for you, who really cares about your learning process and who really wants to build your confidence, okay, by having conversations that are real and natural and meaningful for you. Okay, so learning online talk can be really good if that's your case, if you are a nervous person when you have to talk to people. Also remember, all teachers when I talk, they come with experience of teaching beginners, intermediate, advanced speakers. So it doesn't really matter what your level is, because we're going to be able to adapt ourselves to your needs. And also remember to set specific and reachable goals. Okay, that means if you do that, you will achieve something at the end of each lesson. So you're going to feel really good about yourself. Okay. And like I said before, even if you have a relaxed lesson, you can think of some different ways to guide it. So, for example, you can think of some sentences or some questions to start the conversation, okay, before naturally you and your teacher move on to new topics that will come up during the class, okay? And also, remember, your teacher will offer you a lot of learning resources, okay, to help you study. So for example, movies or TV shows or textbooks or music. And if you think those things are not helping you, that's not a problem at all. Just ask for something else. It's not a problem. Go on and tell your teacher, okay, look, I don't think these things are helping me. And then your teacher will be able to come up with something else to help you. And also, if you have your own materials that you are already familiar with, you can share them with your teacher. Okay. And then your teacher is going to be able to tailor a lesson based on those materials that you already love, that you are already familiar with. So, for example, if you like, I don't know, in my case, for example, I love Pink Floyd, okay, the British band. So I would like to have classes based on their music, maybe. Okay. Like if you learn with something already, if you learn with some artist, with some movie, you've been like trying to learn with a TV show. So you'd like to continue doing that. So share that with your teacher. And then your teacher is going to be able to come up with different plans for you to keep using the materials that you are familiar with, and then to take advantage of them and to really get the most out of them. Okay, great. So Moises is asking, I'm Brazilian too. As you know, we don't have a lot of foreign people here to practice English native or someone who has fluency. Did you have to travel abroad to improve your English? No, I didn't. Actually, I've never been abroad. Okay, I've never been outside of Brazil. So in my case, I learned by myself by using the internet, by studying with movies, music. Okay, and let me talk about this very quickly. So what really helped me was to study pronunciation and phonology. Okay, that's my journey. Okay, what really worked for me. So I started to learn the sounds, and then little by little, I tried to learn every single sound from the English language, like one at a time. And then I tried to talk to myself every day. So, for example, I pretended that like there was someone else with me, and then I discussed something like politics or philosophy or music or something, and then I asked myself questions, I answered those questions, and then little by little, I tried to exercise my mouth muscles. Okay, by repeating sounds, by imitating the way people speak in movies, for example. There's a technique called shadowing. Okay, let me type for you, that you can use to imitate the way people speak in movies, for example. So you select a movie, and then you pick out some scenes, and then you use those scenes to practice your pronunciation by imitating everything, like not only the isolated sounds, but the accent, the intonation, the rhythm, the volume, the speed, everything. And then naturally, you're going to get your mind used to speaking and thinking in your target language, in English in this case. Okay. And because a lot of people, they don't really realize that learning a language is all about like movements in their mouths. It's all about like learning some different sound combinations that we are not used to in our native languages. So people really need to practice movements, to practice their mouth muscles, to exercise their mouth muscles. So in my case, what really helped me do that was to learn phonology. I learned like the International Phonetic Alphabet. Okay, that really helped me. The IPA, let me type for you. The IPA. So with the IPA, you have a different symbol for every sound that exists out there, okay, in all languages. Okay, so if you don't know how to pronounce a word, you just need to look it up in a dictionary. You can see the phonetic transcription, and then if you know the symbols beforehand, you will be able to know how that word is pronounced in theory, even if you don't have a native speaker to tell you to pronounce the word for you. Okay, and then little by little, after you learn the sounds, you can learn some concepts about phenomena that happen in your target language. So, for example, if you look up the words man and have in a dictionary, in an American dictionary, you're going to see that they have the same phonetic symbol for the vowel. So have, like ah, but actually they are different. You say like have and man. So there's a phenomenon that happens with this sound when it comes before the N letter, before the N sound. in words like man or can. Okay, so for example, for British people, they say have, can. So they use the same sound for both words, and there's no phenomenon going on. But for American speakers, there is a phenomenon going on which changes the vowel for before nasal consonants such as the N. So American people usually don't say man, man, like have, man. They say man. Okay, so it's so after you learn some like the sounds from your target language, you can start learning some phonology concepts, and then little by little, if you put them into practice, you can really improve your pronunciation. Okay, but like the hard work depends on you. You really need to exercise your mouth by repeating the sounds, by combining the sounds until they get meaning in your mind, until they become natural and second nature for you. Okay, so that's one of the most important tips that I share with my students. Okay, thank you so much. You're welcome. It's a great question. Actually, I love to talk about this, and actually, I could like talk about this for a long time, but we are almost done here. So, guys, right now I'd like to very quickly talk about how to move from one level to another in the fastest way possible. So, what I can really recommend you do is immerse yourself in your target language by being active with it. Okay, so take the reins of your learning process. So, for example, if you like to watch movies, great. Like I just said, take a movie and use it to practice your pronunciation. If you like music, take some songs and use them to sing along. And then practice your pronunciation and look up the new words for you, the new slang terms, for example, and then try to use them as soon as possible in your own sentences. Okay. And also, for example, you'd like to improve your writing skills. Okay. So every day before you go to bed, try to write something about your day. So like, what activities have I been involved in today? And then don't be lazy. Go out there and search for words to describe things in detail and learn, for example, idioms and the so-called phrasal verbs and things like that, because they will help you sound more natural. Okay, so you don't translate things literally from your native language into your target language. Okay, or for example, like I said before, I just said to Moises, talk to yourself. It's the best way possible to improve your speaking skills, especially if you don't have anybody to talk to. You don't have a pen friend. You don't have a foreign friend. Okay, you don't have a partner to exchange languages with. Okay, so talk to yourself. It costs nothing, right? You just need like to get your hands dirty. Okay, get your hands dirty. That's a cool expression. You need to do that. Okay. And also try to have at least one lesson every week on italki. It's a great way for you to keep up with your learning, and your teacher is going to be able to also evaluate your progress. Okay. So that's it. I'd like to thank you guys for being here with me tonight. I will be back later on in, let me see, about 2 hours. So if you have missed any part of my live lesson, you can tune in for the next one in 2 hours. And also you can stay tuned for the next one. Right now is going to be in Portuguese with Lisa, my colleague. And also remember, this project is happening every single day for 20 hours straight. So you can like tune in for different lessons with different teachers from different countries. And then you can practice your listening skills for English. And also you can ask questions to different teachers with different perspectives, okay, with different teaching backgrounds. So it's a great opportunity for you to get to know how teachers work on italki. And again, welcome to the platform. As a gift from me to you, I will share for the final time the coupon for you to get $10 extra for free together with your first purchase on the platform. Okay. Uh, Thank you so much. You're welcome again. All right. So just a second. Don't forget to use the coupon, okay? Go on, you can use it for any teacher, for any language, not only with me, okay? And for people watching this on their cell phones, here it is. italki.com/recharge. Type in get 10. Okay. That's it. Don't miss out on it. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Again, I would love to see some of you soon in my lessons or in another teacher's lessons on italki. Okay. Use the platform. Go on, find your teacher, enjoy your ride, and learn and take advantage of everything you can like get from an italki teacher. Okay. Have a great day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever. Thanks a lot again. Take care and see you around.